Alrighty, folks, we should be live. I'm going to make sure everything is working. Yes, the audio sounds good. Alrighty, we should be now ready to roll. So today we've got the Wildcard playoffs. We're going to be watching 3 games. We're going to be simcasting 3 games as well. And we will be down from 14 teams to 8. What is good, SG? What is good, Hector? How are we doing today, gentlemen? So the 3 games that we are watching, just to confirm, the vote ended up being a total blowout. But the games that we will be watching are the Texans and the Bengals, the Commies and the Eagles, and then the Explorers and the Cowboys. These games all won by at least like 11 votes. All 3, I think, are the correct choices. I think you could have made a rationale for the Dreads and the Geagles, but I think these are probably the best choices. So how we're going to do it is we're going to have Siri randomly pick the first game, and from there we're going to kind of alternate. So if like the first game is watched, then we'll sim, then we'll watch, sim, etc., etc. So let's not waste any time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Siri, are you ready for some playoff football? That's not what I wanted.
The Browns face the Jets in the Hall of Fame game on Thursday.
That's not the playoffs.
At 8 p.m.
That's definitely not the playoffs. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 6.
It's 4.
Okay, so we are starting with our first simcast game, the Dreadnoughts and the Geagles. Interesting. Okay. Siri, give me a number between 68 and 69.
It's 68.
That is the Geagles. Gotta rip the Band-Aid off, Hector. I think the Geagles are a better sim team than watch team, so I think that bodes well for them. Now, the Dreadnoughts are obviously a really good squad. They went 13-4, but 2 seeds in OFL history are generally pretty cursed. Now, last year the curse was broken because the Seahawks made it to the NFC Championship. We made it to the OFL Bowl. So last year we broke the streak. Can the Dreadnoughts keep the streak, like, dead? Normally I don't do jersey selections for simcast games, but since it's the playoffs, and I'm going to be more inclined to hop in, you can pick. And I'm on Echo. Hold on. There we go. How could I forget? I assume you want jerseys that rhyme with Wetchup? Yep, Ketchup. And then the Dreads, I guess, can't go wrong with all blue, can you? Red versus blue, Bloods and Crips. So if the Geagles get the upset, they will head to Seattle for the second round of the playoffs. And if the Dreadnoughts win, then they will face off against the highest seed left. That would be Washington if they win. If they lose, it'll be the winner of the other game between the the Explorers and the Cowboys. The 2 best teams in the NFC South consistently through our first 3 seasons of OFL 23 get to meet up in the playoffs. The Geagles won the division last year. They've made the playoffs all 3 seasons, while the Dreadnoughts have made it twice. I don't think either of these teams have ever won a playoff game, though. And Hector, as a head coach, despite consistently making it to the postseason, he's never won a playoff game. Hobie, of course, has done a little bit more than win a playoff game. He's done a lot more, to be exact. So, let's see what happens. We're going to go like quarter. No score. Okay, it seems like the Geagles have had the ball and have moved it pretty well. It's every Geagle playoff game. There's no offense. Oh my goodness, it's 0-0 at halftime. This is even worse than last year's Geagle playoff game. Oh my goodness. All right, on to the third quarter. Are we going to get points? We do. The Dreadnoughts score a touchdown and another touchdown, and they lead 14-0 going into the fourth. The Geagles scored probably their first playoff touchdown ever, or so it feels. Okay, the Dreadnoughts offense is awoken, and they turned the ball over. It's not looking good for the Geagles, folks. Jacoby Brissett really sold it. And there you go. The San Antonio Dreadnoughts are moving on to the second round of the playoffs as they beat the Mexico City Geagles 20-7. No score in the first half. Then we finally had some points in the second half. Jalen Hurts, MVP candidate, finally woke up. Whereas Jacoby Brissett, not so much. So this means our pick is going to be like 19 or 20. Cool. Cool. Oh, God. Jacoby's numbers do not look good. At all. Yikes! Your boy was not very good today, buddy. You know who was good? Jalen Hurts wasn't even that good. Let's be real. For his standards, he wasn't all that good. But hey, a win's a win. Mr. Max contract, Ezekiel Elliott, was fine. He was better than Aaron Jones, put it that way. So the Dreadnoughts avoid the curse of the 2 seed. We'll see if that curse jumps onto the Titans or if the 2 seed curse is really dead. Danielle Hunter, 3.5 sacks. Why does every Geagle playoff game some pass rusher just like goes off? Last year it was Myles Garrett. The year before it was Max Crosby. It's every year. Now Danielle Hunter. So Hector will not be winning a championship this year. Who could have seen that coming? And now it's time for one of our 3 watched games. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I want to rip the Band-Aid off or wait. I'm kind of scared. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 3.
The answer is 2.
Ooh, the Commies and the Eagles. Okay, interesting. Siri, give me another number between 1,122 and 1,123.
The answer is 1,122.
Okay, that's the Eagles. Nick and Ader said to wear all black, I think. So, we can do that. Did I change your playbook? Everybody's playbooks are updated. Everybody's depth charts are updated. Every team who's playing today is ready for today. Your playbook is Browns. Did you just change it to... Whatever you just changed it to. I think it is Cleveland, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't think this means the 1 seed is cursed. I mean, last year the 1 seed won the championship. Black shoes. Okay. Where are the black shoes? Probably the one that literally says black. There we go. Is there any other jersey change you would like? That's it. All right, cool. Of the 6 wild... Oh, it's snowing! Yes! A snow game! Anyway, of the 6 wild card games, 2 of them are within divisions. We just simmed the first one with the Dreadnoughts and the Geagles, and now we're going to watch this one with the Eagles and the Commies. Dallas really should have won the division based on the game and tiebreakers and whatnot, but it ended up going to the Washington Commanders, who are going to be hosting the Philadelphia Eagles here in Landover. I feel like we've seen the Eagles play here in Washington multiple times. We saw these 2 teams play here this season. That was the game where Najee Harris scored 4 times, as Nick and Ader correctly predicted before the game. So if Washington wins, they will play against the Dreadnoughts. If the Eagles win, since they'll be the lowest seed left, they will play against Seattle. The Hail Mary was in a snow game, yes, in Toronto. We'll get our first look at the Eagles' offense. Bryce Young has been on fire through the second half of the year. He was not quite an MVP candidate, but he was probably the first or second guy on the list 4,800 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He was phenomenal. They've got Offensive Player of the Year candidate Amon-Ra St. Brown, who scored 21 receiving touchdowns, which led the league by far. They've got CMC, they've got A.J. Brown, they've got Bengal legend Houday, Rashad Bateman, and of course they got Dr. Doof at tight end, but they've got quite the challenge in front of them. Washington's got a strong defense, led by Max Crosby. The last time we saw the Commanders in a playoff game, it was the OFL Bowl, back in Season 1, which they lost to New England. They missed it last year, but they are back with a new coach, and that's not a bad start. CMC goes backwards. Mad Max to the Rangers. I know they were linked to Verlander. I don't think the Mets trade either of those guys, and I don't see why teams would really want them unless they think they can tap their talent back in. Because those contracts are not great. I guess Scherzer only has 2 years left, so it's not as bad. Legendary snow game, Ravens and Snowhawks. Was that game in the snow? I guess it was, yeah. I just remember there being a ton of points. Verlander, the Astros. That was the other team that was linked to him. It said the Rangers were like number 1, and then the Astros were kind of interested too. Texas has money in a small window. Both of those things are very true. So it's not so much that I don't see them buying. I think they absolutely will. I mean, they already got Aroldis Chapman like last month, but I'm still not convinced the Mets are going to like tear it down. Even if they probably should. If they can get value for a damn near 40-year-old pitcher making $30+ million this year with a ERA in the 4s, then go for it. But I'm not sure if they will. If the Mets pay for most of the contract, then it's probably a little bit different, which I guess that could very well be a possibility. So I guess that could make sense. What number OFL Bowl is this? I feel like it's 23? Let me see. It is 23. It's the Jordan number, or the LeBron number. Or if you're cultured, it's Brian Branch's number flipped. Should I trade for one or continue trying for Drake May? I can tell you which one of those is going to be cheaper. And it ain't going to be Daniel Godley. But Little John might actually be serious about this because he DM'd me today about a certain quarterback, if he was available. Which, short answer, no, he's not. He's currently rolling on his new $75 million extension, and then he's got a game in about an hour. So he's kind of busy. Oh, it's intercepted in the red zone! And this might actually be a big return if A.J. Brown and Bryce Young can't catch him, and it doesn't look like they will. This one's going to go all the way for a pick 6. And the Washington Commanders are on the board. It's L'Jarius Sneed with the touchdown. A red zone turnover for Bryce Young. That is costly. I guess Najee's not going to score 4 touchdowns today because Washington might not even get the ball in the first quarter. But what they do have is the lead. Ain't ever seen a birthday post talking about my LeBron year. I guess that's a good point. LeBron also isn't fully like number 23, but on the flip side, 24 is like the Kobe year, and he's not like fully 24. Oh well, whatever. I guess Jordan made it cool first, so he gets to keep the number. Drive number 2 for the Eagles. Their first drive was pretty good. They moved it all the way to the 14, and then they turned the ball over. And that turnover was returned for a touchdown. So here's drive number 2. LeBron isn't even top 20. Okay, Danny, I see how it is. LeBron is my favorite athlete of all time. Wow, the glazing is crazy. Even if MJ is better, I see 23. That's fair. I mean, whenever I see 81, I see Megatron. Although 81's, like, not that normal of a number other than football. Maybe 9 is a better example with Matthew Stafford. LeVert clears LeBron. Did LeBron have like a 40-plus point game this year with the Cavs? I don't think so. You know who did? I think? Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert has more career points as a net and as a pacer than LeBron James does. I don't think he got it. Nope. Christian McCaffrey does not get it. He's wrapped up by George Karlaftis, who was acquired recently at the trade deadline as part of the Aaron Donald deal with Detroit. And now we finally get to see the Washington offense. They've got an Alabama backfield. Najee Harris and Mac Jones, both of whom were extended last night to contract extensions, I'm pretty sure. Mac Jones in particular is coming off a very good year. He was an MVP candidate this season, 45 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. What do you think of when you see 88? I think of, like, the great Dallas receivers, because 88's like their number. Michael Irvin, Des Bryant, CeeDee Lamb. Karis LeVert never got owned by J.J. Barea in the finals. That's very true. Little Joe wants picks and Danny wants players. But I don't really have any players. But I also want that 90. What if he's not a 90? I think of Dez for some. Exactly. That's like Dallas's like famous number. So that's what I think of when I see 88. Oh, a deep ball! Brandon Ayuk! He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. And the Washington Commanders extend the lead. Mac Jones with a dot downfield for Ayuk, who outruns. Is that DJ Reed? DJ Reed is on the Eagles. That might be him. Did DJ Reed just get burned in a playoff game? That's hilarious. Good start for the Commies. They lead 14-0. If Hector somehow gets one of these elite young quarterbacks with no assets, maybe he was cooking this whole time. How was my re-signings go last? I just had a stroke reading that. I don't know. You should know. I sent it to you. Or Jalen Johnson. That would be very on brand if it was Jalen Johnson. Drive number 3 for the Eagles. It's early, but this has not been a good start for them. The Eagles are trying to keep up the NFC East OFL Bowl streak of, like, new teams. They're the only team who would be new. And they're not exactly doing their part yet, as Bryce Young is sacked by Mad Max Crosby. And this game will get from bad to worse quickly for the Eagles. Crosby nearly gets another sack. Bryce Young somehow stays up, goes downfield, and is caught. What a grab. I think that's Rashad Bateman. Bengal legend. Houday. What a catch. And that'll wrap up the first quarter. It's been a pretty bad first quarter for the Eagles, but they get a good ending. A big connection for Bryce Young to Rashad Bateman. It's going to be like the early 90s when the Giants, Washington, and Dallas twice in a row made the Super Bowl, and then you had the Eagles who are just there. Although the Eagles had some good teams in the 90s. None that made Super Bowls, but Randall Cunningham on offense, Reggie White leading the way on defense. Would those two have been teammates? They definitely would have. Or would Reggie White have been an Eagle before Randall Cunningham? I don't remember. DJ Reed was in the playoffs last year. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Because he was with Seattle. So this is not DJ Reed's first playoff rodeo, but it is still ironic seeing him maybe being burned, unless that wasn't him. Then in that case, I apologize, DJ. As A.J. Brown is wrapped up by Denzel Ward. I would assume they're going to kick. Oh, I like the aggressiveness. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. I don't trust them to run the ball short, though. Oh, McCaffrey just barely gets it. They feel like the OFL 22 Vikings offense. Like, whenever we would run the ball up the middle, I would have to, like, close my eyes because I knew it wasn't going to be good. And we at least had a power back. Najee Harris on the other sideline. Here's CMC. Breaks a tackle. Solid gain of about 6. Have I watched Inside the Den? I have not yet because I wanted to save it for when I was on the road for my trip next week. So I would make sure I would have something to do. There's a part of me that just wants to see it now, but I'm trying to save it. But I've heard that it was really good, which, I mean, they were hyping it up. The team was hyping it up for a good month, so I would hope it would be good. But I've heard good things. Mac Jones in a playoff game. You think he'll throw it away today? I hope he does. On a Hail Mary on 4th down. Just needs to let it rip. You can find something else to watch. I guess that's a good point. And I could just cave in and watch it now. There's a part of me that wants to do that. Put it that way. What's Inside the Den? So basically it's like the Lions, I don't know if movie is the right word, but basically like them showing the process of the NFL draft, our front office is thinking, calling with the players who we drafted, them coming to the city for the first time, stuff like that. You can watch OFL Bowl 22 on the road. I'm not going to do that. I would rather watch something that's fun. Ooh, that could have been a PI. I guess the contact came right as the ball was coming, so yeah, I guess that's a good no call. Does the Sim Year OFL Bowl count? It counts with the numbers, yeah. Like OFL Bowl 20, for example, was the Sim Year this season. It's a Mickey Mouse ring, but it's still a ring. Kind of like Hard Knocks, in a way. Obviously, Hard Knocks is for, like, training camp and preseason, but it's kind of the same idea. Love the Iowa dudes and Branch. I'm excited to see, like, Jack Campbell's reaction, because he seems like such a serious dude. That'll be interesting. And then Brian Branch should be fun, because so far in training camp, he's been a dog. Why he slipped to the 40s, I don't think we will ever know. Where can I watch? It should be on our team's YouTube channel. If you just type in either Detroit Lions or Inside the Den on YouTube, you should be able to find it. But I did see some stuff on Twitter of, like, basically what our thinking was. It seemed like the plan, from what I saw, was to draft Evan Witherspoon at 6, which, at the draft, I thought that's what we would have planned to do, too. And then move up to the 12 range, like we did, for Jahmyr Gibbs. So I don't know what I would rather, either, I guess, probably somehow having Gibbs and Witherspoon, or Gibbs, Campbell, and Laporta. Because this way we get 3 players who I think are all going to be pretty good. But Devin Witherspoon's also really good. So, but I do like the corners the way they are. Although, Mosley's only under contract for 1 year. So is Chauncey. Jerry Jacobs, I don't think there's that much longer left. But I know Brad is going to go through, like, the whole thing. I know a bunch of teams have been, like, more open about sharing, like, their plans and stuff, which is cool. Because we get, like, a more behind-the-scenes view. Is that going to be a roughing the passer? That might be. If I came in late, yup. The Eagles got the first down anyway, but I'm sure they're gladly going to take the extra 13 yards. Is this the first game? This is the second game. We simcasted the Dreadnoughts and the Geagles, and the Dreadnoughts won. And then this is the first watch game, yeah. Is Bryce Young suffering from Deshaun Watson syndrome? I mean, he's been fairly good for most of the game. The interception was Deshaun Watson versus the Seahawks I cannot speak. Versus the Seahawks-esque. Put it that way. But, yeah, the turnover was bad. But it looks like the Eagles are going to bring themselves back in the game. Dr. Doofenshmirtz with the touchdown. After trailing 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, the Eagles have responded quickly with a field goal and a touchdown, and we've got ourselves a ball game. The Eagles still have some work to do because Washington's going to get a 2-for-1. They're going to get the ball now, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So the Commanders are still in a good spot. But the second quarter, obviously, they have not looked as sharp. Put it that way. There's a good play. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Mac Jones has thrown 5 passes so far today. It feels like Washington has barely had the ball. I don't even know if Najee's gotten it more than like twice. That was George Pickens who made the catch. He was also part of the Aaron Donald trade package. They've got a fun trio. George Pickens, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk. That's a good group. And they have, I think, Noah Fant at tight end. Or no, it's Chase Claypool. And then I think they traded Noah Fant for Chase Claypool. I think that's how that happened. And obviously Mr. Najee Harris. Najee's still going to get 5 touchdowns. Well, he needs to get 1 before he gets 5. 3rd and 2. I think he's out of bounds. Yep. I would expect a punt. And the Eagles can hypothetically now take the lead before halftime. This was a big stop for them. At worst, it'll be a 1-score game going at halftime probably. Now they've got a real shot to take the lead, although, good punt. Not a what a punt, but a good punt. Oh, that was close. Nearly another pick 6 from Bryce Young. That could have been bad. Bryce Young chucks it downfield. Good defense. I don't think there's a flag. Nope. They might just run the ball, which, I don't know. I'd like to be aggressive here. Yeah, they're just going to run it. CMC gets nothing. He actually lost a yard. And now the Commies are back at square one. They get the ball. They get a 2-for-1. Unless they keep it for 20 seconds, just like they did on their last drive. We'll see what Michael McCorkle-Jones can do. Miles Murphy is hurt. That's not good. He's quite a good player. Solid play for, is that George Pickens? It is. And Washington calls timeout number 2. Mack is in the zone. I forgot he already has X Factor. Good throw to the sideline. That's a first down, and it stops the clock. Pickens again. Tick, 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 tick. 30 seconds left. Gotta keep it moving. That's not how you keep it moving. Don't go short up the middle for a gain of 3 and then waste 10 seconds before calling your timeout. I can already see it being 14-10 at halftime. This game is too predictable. He's going to go up the middle. Yep. And they're probably not going to be able to run another play. Certainly won't be able to kick a field goal. Yep. Exactly. EA Sports. If it's stupid, it's in the game. The Commanders had the lead 14-10. Based on that last try, they should have a bigger lead. But, EA. That's the only reason. Of course, we already saw the first NFC playoff game, the Dreads over the Geagles. And then later today, we will watch the reigning champion Cowboys against the Explorers of Columbus. I wonder how Travis Flight's going to do against that defense. That'll be interesting. On to the second half. Pretty good game here. Need Philly to pull through. Yeah, I would rather play the Eagles than Dallas, too. Because I do think Dallas wins, probably. I don't want to, like... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to discount the Explorers, because they are a good team. But I do think Dallas wins that game, so I would rather play the Eagles, too. Put it that way. Third and 7. Mack with a nice throw up the middle for Chase Claypool. Good coverage. But an even better throw and catch. Boink. Incomplete. Now, 3rd and 4. They're going to go for the screen, and it works. A rare EA successful screen. Why do you never do pressies? Probably because like half of the questions are, what do you think of my team? Do you think my team's any good? If you want to know, I think of your team, you can just ask. So, that's why. Odds are I'm going to have to play both Seattle and San Antonio. That is, if you beat one of those teams in the second round, which certainly could. Beat Seattle last year. And by the way, how do you feel about the London Mutt? Yeah, if you're curious, you can just ask. London's cool. 9-8. Good year. Bo Nix. He's him. Let's go Ducks. You're welcome for Bo Nix, by the way. That's Najee's 3rd carry of the day. They're like, this is the Cleveland playbook, isn't it? Why aren't they running the ball? You'd think with the Cleveland playbook, they'd be running it. Good thing I chose not to use the Cleveland playbook. Washington's getting closer and closer. Mack has been in the zone for a while. Not quite for Najee. What do you think about them Cowboys? They give me PTSD. That's what they do. Back to Najee. Breaks a tackle. Can't break it again. He will lose 3. Big play by DeAndre Smith, the safety. I think he's a user player. Third and goal. Mack under pressure. He'll be sacked by Gregory Rousseau. I think Josh Sweat was there as well. And the Eagles keep it a 1-possession game. Good stop in the red zone. MP winning. Common MPW. Might have jinxed it. But they're up by 7. And now we'll see if the Eagles can get back. They can tie the game here. The Eagles have had positions after being down 14-0 in the first quarter. They've put themselves in positions where they can take the lead or now tie it. They've got to take advantage at some point. They can't let Washington stay in the driver's seat the whole time because at some point, Washington ain't getting out. Second and 10. There's Bateman. I don't think Amon-Ra caught a pass today. He's done nothing. For an Offensive Player of the Year candidate and maybe the best receiver in the league this year, I'd be hoping for a little bit more. Whoever a Washington slot corner is, he's having himself a day. I know L'Jarius needs like a big slot in real life, but does that mean he's in the slot here? I don't remember who would be in their slot. Good play at the 35. Bryce Young with a shot downfield. There's Amon-Ra St. Brown to the 3. Finally, the Offensive Player of the Year candidate makes a play. Took a while. Hopefully it doesn't take until the third quarter for him to finally catch a pass in his real playoff debut. Oh, it's his second catch. Okay. I apologize. Flip to Dr. Doof. And he does not get his second touchdown of the game. That'll wrap up the third. Pretty good start to the playoffs here. Pretty good first game. Washington, hold on, I am about to sneeze. Nope, now I'm not. Washington leads the Eagles 17-10, but the Eagles have it at the 3. I'm going to be honest, I thought you'd have to pay Corral until next year. Nope, it was this year. The one mistake I made in the fantasy draft was drafting him in a round where I could have waited to pay for him. He would have been so much cheaper, although he is going to be making less money than just about every really good quarterback, but he's going to be making more money earlier. Like, all the first-round fantasy draft quarterbacks are still making 12 next year, while he's making 25. But it'll help me the following offseason. So the Eagles tie it. And now it's back up to the Commies. We still need the win first. Let's just all assume Dallas wins so that way they lose. Is that Nick Ader? Who's Nick Ader? I don't know who Nick Ader is. I know who Nick Inator is, and he is the Eagles. Washington now has it past the 50. Good start. What game are we simcasting next? Whatever Siri chooses. Between the Patriots Snowhawks and the Steamers Titans. Praying that Dallas loses or any seed lower, cough, Eagles, wins. Would you rather play the Eagles or the Explorers? I feel like the Eagles are a little more scary, but the Explorers are also like the art of the unknown. Because we haven't watched a full game of them this year, so we have no clue what to expect. Pickens to the 18. Washington's doing their job on this drive. Mack is still in the zone. He's never going to leave it. Daniel Godley, you are a giggle, I'm sure. With what players on your roster is enough to move the needle for Daniel Godley? That's my question. Why not test him against the team that's 10-0 and watching in Season 2? I mean, that's one way to test him, if they can beat you. Did he just no-look that? He clearly did, because it was out of bounds. What's better, throwing away a Hail Mary or no-looking a pass that you're throwing away? Did the Pats play? No, we have not gone over the Pats game yet. Bo Nix for number 1 pick. That seems reasonable. Fumble! And the Commanders have it. Now, we got to see if that ball's out. But if it is, Washington's in a good spot. Boop! That's a hit stick animation, all right. That's a good sign for the commies. Yep, that's out. He got clubbed. No review. That is, in fact, a fumble. So Washington forces the special teams turnover, and they'll get it in the red zone at the 15. That is a gigantic play for the commies. Third and inches. Najee Harris will walk it in for a touchdown. And the Washington Commanders extend the lead. They're now up back by 2 scores with about 4 minutes to go. Todd, you're the 1 seed. You're fine. Are they fine if they have to play Dallas, though? Because Dallas and Watched is a completely different animal. If I was him, I would not want Dallas either. Let Dallas and the Dreadnoughts kill off each other. So the Eagles get it back. Last time they had it, they tied the game with a touchdown, and now here they are down by 10. Things change quickly in this league. They do. So now not only do they got to score, but they got to score reasonably quick, or else, well, sucks to be you. Season's over. My loss was actually planned to help Todd. How does losing help Todd? If you had won, Todd would have gotten the opportunity to play the Geagles in a watch game. That'd be about as easy of a win in the playoffs as he gets. So you losing is the worst thing that could have happened to him. And you winning would have also kicked out a legit contender. So we would need a Texas A&M, LSU, 7 overtime thriller for Najee to get to 4. Yeah, at least he's got 1, though. Dreadnoughts and Cowboys can murder each other. Yeah, but this way, had you won, the Dreadnoughts would have already been out, and he would have not had to play Dallas in the second round. He would have played you. So, your point doesn't work. You losing makes it more likely that Dallas does not make it to the conference championship, but that doesn't mean it helps Seattle overall. Everybody in the NFC loses because you lost. Except for, obviously, the Dreadnoughts. Because they did not lose the game. Two-minute warning. They've got to move really fast. Now or never. Tick, 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 tick. They don't want to burn the timeouts, which I don't entirely blame them, but don't be thrown to the flat if you want to make moves. At least they got a first down and got it out of bounds, though. Blame Mr. Rob. He told me to stick with the Browns playbook. That actually seems like a good choice because Zeke has been really good. So I would have stuck with the Browns playbook, too. Jamel Dean with the DPI. That'll mark him even closer now to the 5. And it stops the clock, which honestly might be the bigger deal. That's not what they should have did there. Not at all. Tick, 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 tick. Bryce Young with a nice strike for Dr. Doofenshmirtz. For the touchdown, Trey Smith, Houday, former Bengal, is hurt. Dr. Doof brings it to 3. Okay. I feel like with only a minute left, even though the Eagles have all 3 timeouts, their best bet would be to go for the onside. Even if they don't get it, it's not game over, but obviously it's not looking good. They will go for the onside. That was not a very good onside kick. About as easy. Oh, fumble! And it's picked up by the Eagles! Well, we got to see if that's a fumble. But that could be gigantic. I think that was Pickens who lost the ball. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if he was down, though. It did look like a hit stick. I think he was. But that's not a great angle. He was not down. Oh, my goodness. So Washington recovers and fumbles the onside kick. All the Eagles need is a field goal, and they have all 3 timeouts. Well, now they won't. They're going to use... Oh, they have to use number 1 because Kevin Dotson's hurt. It's 2 offensive linemen now who are injured. Dr. Doof has 10 catches for 58 yards. What is he, like a watched game running back on screens all day? What are they doing? Here's another one. He will actually get the first down, though. Wow, that was actually kind of a good play. That's one way to recover an onside. What a heartbreaking way to potentially lose a playoff game. Now, Washington would actually have to lose, which is a lot easier said than done. Why are they running it? What the hell? I get you're in field goal range, but go for the damn touchdown. That's so weak. You're not even in convincing field goal range, plus it's snowing. What if the Eagles don't score because of EA clock management? I can already see it. Why are we throwing... Oh my goodness, that was nearly intercepted. That was the game. They're at the 30... They're in field goal range, but I'm not convinced they would make it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to run the ball, you should be closer. This is a 54-yard kick in the snow. This is no guarantee. And with the kicker being iced, I don't know if the Eagles are going to make it. So that's why I would not have ran the ball, because the Eagles did not go downfield once on that drive. To tie the game, he missed it! And the Washington Commanders are going to win after all of that. Wow. Well, that was that was a game, all right. Jason Sanders, who did not miss a kick until the final week of the year, misses it for the tie. So the Dreadnoughts will host the Washington Commanders in the second round, while the Seahawks will play against the winner of Columbus and Dallas. Woo! Welcome to the playoffs, guys. That's one way to get started. You want some fireworks? Well, we're going to get some end-of-game fireworks. Oh, my word. So the Washington Commanders will stay alive. That was, in fact, an experience. I don't know if this was... Was this the greatest game in OFL 23 playoff history? I doubt it. I'm trying to think of, like, a better one, though. And I'm not going to say the NFC Championship last year because that game was a simcast. I don't care how cool the ending was. This game was close the whole time, and it had a cool ending. Although the stakes were a lot less. I can think of OFL 22 playoff games, but I can't think of games this year. 28-0 was not a good game, objectively. Like, bias aside. Both quarterbacks were pretty good. The pick six by Bryce Young, that was a terrible throw. But other than that, they were both solid. They weren't, like, great, but they were both solid. Neither team really ran the ball well. Dr. Doof, 10 for 58 and 2 touchdowns. George Pickens had a good game, but he also had the costly fumble on the onside kick that nearly costed him the game. Alrighty, so the Commies will play the Dreads. The top 3 seeds in the NFC are all still alive. And now we're going to jump ship to the AFC. So the 2 Simcast games left are the Titans, Steamers, and the Snowhawks and New England. This is 1, this is 2. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2.
The answer is 1.
Alrighty, Titans and Steamers. Siri, give me another number between negative 52 and negative 51.
It's negative 52.
Negative 52 it is. So that is the Steamers. The Cinderella Steamers, who had no business making it to the playoffs after they were 4-8 at the trade deadline and decided to tank. They've won 5 games in a row. We saw them beat the Jets in watch last week. And now they have the Titans, who are a weird team because they won 13 games, but there's something off about the Titans that even Deuce will agree with. I don't think either coach is here, so I guess we can pick the jerseys. Any specific things that we want? We can do Bloods and Crips again. That's fun. Old Titans. Old Titans is in like 2015, white helmet? Or Old Titans is in like the Oilers? This is 2015. And where are the Oilers? That's not the Oilers. Oh, are they the first one? Yep. Light blue is an option. All old white. Does old mean white helmet or does old mean Oilers? 2015. Okay, so white helmet. Not the... It seems like everybody wants like the white, like 2015. We'll do that. This is definitely one of the jersey combos of all time. I don't know if I like it or if I hate it. I prefer the blues better as well. There's a reason why I didn't really wear the 2015 stuff in the Titan series. I prefer the blue helmet, and the Oilers can't go wrong there either. But we can rock out the whites today. So if the Titans win, they'll play against the lowest winning seed. That'd be either the Texans or the winner of the Patriots and Snowhawks games. If the Steamers continue their Cinderella run, they will head to Buffalo for the second round to play against Trevor Lawrence and the Bills. Alrighty, here we go. Quick start for Memphis. They get a touchdown. Tennessee answers. They answer again, so they got the lead. 10-7. Steamers are making a ball game, though. This is actually pretty exciting. 17-17. A lot more high scoring than the last first half. 24-20. Memphis ahead entering the third quarter. Tennessee takes the lead. Memphis ties it. All right, we can go slower. This has been a really good game. Shout out to the Steamers. So the Titans take the lead. Now it's up to Memphis. They get stopped. We'll see if the Titans can score. They don't. If Memphis scores, we'll hop in. They don't. Okay, 4:35. I think this is where we watch. 34-27. The Steamers can tie it. These jerseys actually kind of do look good in game. I still prefer the blues, but these don't look half bad. The Steamers' offense against the Jets last week looked quite solid, despite only scoring 16 points. As Grady Jarrett is hurt for Tennessee. Memphis gets the first down. I don't know what I want to happen if the Bengals win today, which is obviously a whole lot easier said than done. I would almost rather play the Titans than New England in the second round. New England scares me more. So I guess I should root for the Titans. Tighten up. Although the Steamers is a fun story, but I also don't love the Steamers' chances of beating Buffalo, whereas, say, New England, I think they'd have a better chance of doing it. Snowhawks upsetting the Pats would certainly be interesting. I mean, if they do, what if the Steamers and the Snowhawks both win today? Then the AFC is going to look really fraudulent. You'll still have the Bills, and you'll still have one of us in Houston. But those other two teams, not quite as good on paper, put it that way. Tua, incomplete. Battle of Tennessee. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Both of these teams are in Tennessee. You're right. That's a good catch. Memphis and Nashville. 3rd and 7. Stephon Diggs with the first. He gets hit hard. And then the safety flops backwards. Okay, whatever. Bills versus Bengals / Texans AFC Championship game. Or so you think. Until, what if we get a Steamers and Snowhawks AFC Championship? Then I would, then we'll quit the league if we get a Steamers and Snowhawks Conference Championship. Ken Rosenthal. What about Ken Rosenthal? What about him? He's a person. He's a source. Final play before the 2-minute warning. Scherzer headed to the range. Like, actually? Did they actually do it? Let's Google Ken here. Are they actually doing it? Oh, damn, they're doing it. Wow. Okay. Scherzer needs to approve it. Why wouldn't he? I wonder what the Mets get for him. Assuming they're paying a large chunk of the contract, then I could see him having value. But if they're not, then what are they going to get for a damn near 40-year-old pitcher whose ERA starts with the number 4? Jelani Salami with a big sack on 3rd and goal. He is 2.5. 4th and goal now. Tua for the end zone. It is caught but out of bounds. Cole Kmet unable to drag the feet in. They just traded Mike Trout. Good old Mike Trout. Oh, fumble! The Titans pick it up. Oh, that was close. Mike the Throat Goat himself. Third and 6 for the ball game. The Steamers' Cinderella run is on the line. It's going to be a pass. Herbert goes downfield, and it is caught. Wow, I'm surprised they went deep. But they did, and that's going to be the ball game. The Tennessee Titans will hold on and avoid the upset bid. They will face off against the highest remaining seeded team in the second round. That could be the Bengals, or it could be the winner of the other game. Hopefully it's the Bengals, but the Texans are really good, so you never know. The Cinderella season for the Steamers comes to a close. Got to give them a lot of credit for battling back and making it to the playoffs, winning 5 games in a row to end the year. Justin Herbert had probably his best game of the year. He was very good. Tua was fine. He was solid. Bijan played well. Henry was pretty good. Jelani Salami was the best player on the field. He had 2.5 sacks. Max and DeGrom pitching rotation would be terrifying in 2019. The problem is one of them is cooked and the other one is hurt. Nathan Eovaldi is unironically the best pitcher on the Rangers. All right, so now it's time for watch game number 2. We got the Bengals and the Texans, and then the Explorers and the Cowboys. I honestly kind of hope it's us. I just want to rip the Band-Aid off. So, 1, 2. Please let me just rip the Band-Aid off. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. I'm not going to look.
The answer is 2.
Oh my Christ. Okay. That's for last, I guess. Kill me. Siri, give me another number between 212 and 213.
That would be 212.
Alrighty. So the road team is Dallas. I mean, our game is the best game of the week, so best for last really coming in handy. The Explorers do not meet the Mets. It doesn't even say what position. I guess the good thing about us going last is, like, if we lose, then the rest of the stream won't be depressing. They have 51 players. What do they even need? Left guard. Okay. Do they... Oh, because both of their left guards got hurt, so it's not even really Original's fault. Yeah, Cohen's hurt, and Rocco's hurt. You just want to move Parker to left guard? We can do that. Are we playing in the shoe? I guess we are. What if the game loads up and it's actually like Ohio State Stadium? That'd be funny. I mean, they do play in Columbus. It makes sense. I didn't even make that connection. I just realized Ohio Stadium. I didn't even realize, Columbus. All right, Dallas wants the whites, so pretty much a regular day in the office. As for the Explorers, well, you can't really wear white, so do you want, these go hard. Do you want red pants or black pants? I think the choice is pretty easy. Although black pants are kind of cool too, but this goes hard. This is honestly a really clean jersey combo. How would that work? The stadium is on campus. Oh. Well, the Vikings played at Minnesota Stadium for like 3 years when the Metrodome, or whatever it was called, collapsed. Is this the traditional stadium or the future? This is the traditional stadium, I think. So we've got our first night playoff game of the year. We get our first look at the defending OFL, I almost said Super Bowl, the defending OFL Bowl champion, Dallas Cowboys. Last time we saw them in the playoffs, they beat the Bengals 28-0. I don't want to talk about it any further. The Cowboys were solid this year. They went 12-5. Only snuck in as a wild card, and they're facing off against one of the most surprising teams of the season, the Columbus Explorers, led by Travis Flight, who looked like a bust early on in his career, but he turned it around this year, leading the Explorers to an unlikely division title in what was a very competitive division and an unlikely playoff berth. The Cowboys are the team who everyone thinks is going to win this game, being that Dallas has not lost a watch game in 2 years. But we haven't really seen a full game of Travis Flight with the Explorers, so we don't really know what to expect. So I'm curious about how this is going to go. And already we have an injury. The Explorers are off to a flying start. So we'll get our first look at the Cowboys offense featuring Joe Burrow, Nick Chubb, and friends. The Explorers have some good players on defense, though. Kwity Paye is an X factor. He'll be lining up with, it looks like, Lane Johnson. Here's Terry McLaurin. Had kind of a quiet year, sub 1,000 yards, I believe. He'll gain 16. Watch game Mike Evans. We know he is really good. So if I was the Explorers, I'd be a little concerned about him, although the Explorers do have a deep corner room. Good start for Nick Chubb. Gains 13. The star of this Cowboys team is really their defense, but a Joe Burrow, Nick Chubb, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans foursome does not sound too bad either. I would pay to watch that. And then it's the Nick Chubb revenge game. You're right. That's a good catch. Nick Chubb was drafted by the Explorers with like the 4th overall pick in the fantasy draft. I wonder why they traded the 4th pick. Boink! Incomplete. Hand off for Chubb. I don't know if he got it. I think he did. Yep. Just barely. That was close. Joe Burrow would be on top. What are you talking about? I said I would pay to watch their foursome, which we're watching right now. The group of four of them, as a foursome, are playing in a playoff game. What are you talking about? There's Curtis Samuel to the 33. OFL 20 Cardinal running back legend. Real ones know. Or no, was he a running? No, he wasn't a running back. He was just a really good receiver. Never mind. Scratch that. Yeah, didn't you guys have Joe Mixon? I feel like Joe Mixon was their running back. Okay, now I'm remembering. It's coming back. Dallas has it in the red zone. So far, so good. He was a running back in 21. I think he was drafted by New England. I don't know if he stayed there. But I remember him on New England. Burrow for the end zone. It's broken up. Good play in the secondary as Dalvin Tomlinson is hurt. McLaurin had it in his hands, too. That was a good throw, but the corner knocked it out. Dallas has been so far quite good on third down. We'll see if they can get another one. Yes, they do. Scary Terry to the 7. Chubb inches him closer. Whoa, pause. I didn't even mean it like that. And Nick Chubb powers it in. The Chubb finds the hole for the touchdown. The Cowboys march down the field and they are on the board first. A successful 5-minute drive. Why is Ohio? Rip Ohio. Common Ohio L. That was a 13-play drive. Goddamn. And so now the Explorers will get the ball. Here's our first look at Travis Flight. Common Bills watch defense L. Is the Bills scheme and watched like bad? I hope so. The team I'm going against runs the Bills defensive playbook, but wouldn't that be a strong 4-3 defensive playbook? If I ran 4-3, I'd probably use the Bills. But I guess if they're horrible, then it's a good thing I don't run 4-3. Although the Texans defense is pretty solid and watched. They weren't solid in the AFC Championship last year. But other than that, you get destroyed over the middle. The Texans do have good off-ball linebackers, though. Isaiah Simmons, Devin White. I forget the other one, but those two are pretty good. Certainly in Madden, because they're both freaks. Gives up too many checkdowns. Well, I hope we don't run too many checkdowns, but the over the middle stuff sounds good. I feel like we do run a lot of passes over the middle in watch games, so that'd be helpful. Oh, look at this! On 3rd and 7! The Explorers bring it all the way to the 14! Jaheim Sanders! And then Flight for the end zone. What a catch! Who's 20? Is that Marshawn Lattimore? He was just put on a poster by Treylon Burks. I think that was Lattimore because Newsome wouldn't have gotten Moss. Newsome would have picked it off. Good drive by the Explorers. Couple of big throws by Travis Flight in his first OFL playoff game. It certainly helps to have two really good receivers with Treylon Burks and Christian Kirk. What happened? YouTube is selling. Marshawn Lattimore got head tapped. That's what happened. YouTube didn't want Nick to see his defense look bad for 2 plays. Didn't even see it. So basically, I don't know if you saw the big play by Sanders up the middle for like 50 yards. I assume you didn't see the touchdown, though. Travis Flight basically lobbed it up for the end zone, one-on-one coverage, and Marshawn Lattimore got put on a poster. I was just basketball balling. That sounds like something. Here's Nick Chubb. He's in the zone. That's good news for the Cowboys. Saw Donovan Wilson look like an idiot in coverage. I assume that was the 50-plus yard play. I guess it would make sense. Donovan Wilson would probably be the assignment on that one for the tight end. Both offenses look good. I thought we'd be looking at a defensive battle here, but maybe not. Does it say what the Mets got back for Scherzer yet? I'm genuinely curious about this return. Not from Rosenthal. What about John Heyman? Does he know it? Top 100 prospect. Huh. Wow. Mets got a top 100 prospect for Max Scherzer. Good for them. 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Oh, I wasn't looking. Dallas got it to the 11. Okay, what did I miss? Joe Burrow's in the zone. And it's incomplete. Is Humphrey hurt? Humphrey is in Marlon Humphrey? Creed Humphrey? Creed Humphrey's on my team, and he's not hurt. I would hope they wouldn't trade Josh Young for a 39-year-old. Is Marlon Humphrey hurt? I see a superstar corner on the field. I would assume that'd be Humphrey. Broken up. Good play. McLaurin drops another one in the end zone. From Jonathan Jones. Assume they'd be paying some of the max deal to get a top 100 prospect. I would hope so. Otherwise, that'd be a Mets fleece. Oh no, the top 100 prospect is not part of the trade package. He was pulled out of his complex league game because it was disciplinary reasoning. Okay. So they're not getting a top 100 player. Jeff Passan would know if anyone knows. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, he hasn't even mentioned it. Okay, so no trade package yet. Drive number 2 for the Explorers, and it will start off not great. I like the aggressiveness, though. Dalvin Cook finally gets the ball. What have you missed? That's a great question. The Dreadnoughts beat the Geagles. The Commies beat the Eagles in a crazy game. And then the Titans were barely able to avoid the upset against the Steamers. And then the start of this game. That's all that's happened so far. Everything I said is a lie. The Steamers won. Lenny is correct. Here's Dalvin Cook again. Diablo legend. It's ironic that I traded Josh Jacobs for Dalvin Cook with the Diablos. Because I was disappointed with Jacobs, and now Jacobs is the best running back in the league. What if NFL coaches started an OnlyFans? The Sean McVay OnlyFans would be not too bad. Not saying I'd get it, but is it Passan or is it Passan? I'm pretty sure it's just Jeff Passan. Although Jeff Passan Sounds a little cooler. No, Matt LaFleur was crazy. LaFleur was the second name in my head. Robert Salas would be an experience, put it that way. As Travis Flight throws it away. Can't imagine Bill. Nope, neither can I. What a shank! That was not a very good punt. And so now the Cowboys get it. Nick Chubb has looked awfully good so far. So has Joe Burrow. Have you not seen Salah's arms? Salah's arms are big. Put it that way. Big. Real big. Could he pay? Gets the sack. Could he be in the zone too? No, but he knocks Joe Burrow out of the zone. That might be even better. 2nd and 20. Here's Nick Chubb. Breaking tackles. Look at him go. I would assume if Nick Chubb has a tackle for loss or gets tackled for a loss, he'd go out of the zone. So until that happens, which I don't think that's going to happen for a while, it's Nick Chubb. He might be pretty dangerous. The perks of having an elite running back, kids, as he does not get the first down. The Explorers get the stop. I think that was Marlon Humphrey. Got to give the Explorers credit. They've really played, I don't know if well is the word, they're losing, but they've played strong. I'm impressed. Regardless of who wins, the winner of this game gets to play against the number 1 seeded Seahawks, who won 14 games this year, and on paper are arguably the OFL Bowl favorites. Dallas beat Seattle in the NFC Championship last year, but I think Seattle's better than they were last year. Nothing on second down. We are not the favorites. And who is? Maybe the Bills? I feel like it has to be Seattle or the Bills because of the first round bye. Like, the other teams might be equal, but they have an extra game. Boink, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner tips it into the hands of one of the safeties. Is that Donovan Wilson? It is. Dallas, Buffalo, and Cincinnati exist. Well, Dallas, they have to win this game. We have to beat the Texans. And then I think we're on line with Buffalo and Seattle. But since those teams had the bye, I think they're the two favorites. After this week, we can reevaluate. Since the Dreads have won, I guess they are now one of the favorites as well. But before their game, I would have put them with the group who's playing today. Tip drill. Yeah, but the Donovan Wilson does not have a superstar ability. He just made a nice play off a tip ball. You saw what happened last year. I did. But that's last year. You guys are a Tier 1 contender and you have the first round bye. So this game is lacking grit. I feel like we've seen a lot of grit. The Explorers secondary has been gritty all day, forcing balls out. Whoa, pause. It was a tip ball. I know it was tipped, but the guy who caught it does not have the tip ability. But it was a nice play off of a tip. Pause again. On that logic, the Titans are better than the Cowboys and Bengals. Not really. Well, better's not the word. There's a difference between being a favorite and being better. It is caught in the end zone for a touchdown by Drew Sample, the backup tight end. So Dallas is ahead by 2 scores. Who started with the ball? I think Dallas did. So the Explorers get a 2-for-1, but they're down by 10. They got to take advantage or else they are in trouble. Simcast time. Does he know? Big drive for Columbus. They've got to do something. I'm so happy we get to watch at least one more Cowboys game. They're only up by 10. Let's not jump the gun. But they're in a good spot. Second and 10. Flight's under pressure. TJ Watt, he avoids the sack. Flight launches a rocket down the field. It's incomplete. I respect the attempt. Was that Dalvin Cook? Why is Dalvin Cook 60 yards down the field instead of one of your receivers? Okay, I don't really get that, but whatever. I respect the creativity, I guess. They're going to run it on 3rd and 10. Weak. Yeah, I guess the wheel route would have been the only way that happens, but I don't know. I just feel like it's weird to have your running back go deep and not your receivers, but I guess if it's a wheel route, that would make sense. Gotta finish at the sack. Whoa! Pause. Let's try to jinx the Cowboys. By the way, the Seahawks are definitely winning the OFL Bowl. Why don't we jinx both of them? That sounds like a good idea. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So Dallas can now make it a 3-score game. They've ran the ball better than they've thrown it today, and they're probably going to have to throw it quite a bit, but Joe Burrow's in his, actually everyone in the offense is in his zone. Burrow, Chubb, and McLaurin. Burrow's under pressure, though. He throws. Wobbly pass. Tipped. Incomplete. That should have been intercepted. Dallas is lucky. We need the games to jinx the Cowboys. I agree. I would like that. Oh, I thought that was picked. That was close. 3rd and 3. They could chew clock. They shouldn't, and I don't think they will. I think they'll be aggressive. Yeah, they're going to call a timeout. If it was 3rd and 10, maybe it'd be a different story. But 3rd and 3, I don't think there's much of a choice here. Okay, Terry McLaurin gets the first down. I don't love the decision to go short, but they got it. Problem is that they got to waste some time. Why are you going short? The stupidity. And they burned their last time out. All right, 17-7 going into halftime. Because I've seen this story play out. They're going to throw the ball in the field of play. They're going to try to no huddle, and they won't get another playoff in time. Just watch. It's going to happen. Oh, they will get another playoff in time. They're just going to go up the middle again. Do not go to 14. That's not 14. That's Dulcich. Okay, it won't really matter. All right, that'll end the first half. 17-7. Not exactly how I wrote up the final 30 seconds, but pretty much the same result. The Cowboys look pretty good. The Explorers have certainly hung in there. Give them credit. And they do start the ball in the second half. And I am going to fill up my drink. Alrighty, we're back. Big drive to start the second half. The Explorers' offense looked really good early on. They've kind of slowed down, though. They need to wake up on this possession, or else I don't think they can win the game. And that's not an ideal start. They're down to 17. That's a pretty good start. Dalvin Cook with a gain of 11. That's his first good play of the entire game. We had the best kicker in the league. You don't have Octavius Gamedius or Doug Edert. Although Doug Edert single-handedly lost me the game against the Bills, which would have put me as the 2 seed, but that's besides the point. Actually, if we won that game, we could have been the 1 seed. Hypothetically. Because we'd have the tiebreaker. 3rd and 9. Flight throws it into the ground. Incomplete. And another poor drive for the Explorers, and their chances are looking less and less. They're not going to quite get the water punt. Why is Dalvin Cook breaking tackles from Jordan Davis? Because he's Dalvin Cook. I get that Jordan Davis is, like, pretty big. he's only pretty big. He's not that big. He's only, like, 6'7", 350. Something light. It's Explore over. It doesn't look good for them, put it that way. Oh, it's intercepted! I might have jinxed it! Jonathan Jones picks it off, and this game just got interesting again. Okay. Now, they still need to score, but we've got ourselves a ball game. Todd and I both strike. Mainly Todd, because he was the first one to say something. I'll give him the credit. Third and 1. Huge play. They are in field goal range if they don't get it. Which they won't. Traylon Burks does not get anything. Donovan Wilson brings him down. So now it is a one-score game. But points, I guess. They'll take it. Why are we running that stupid play? Nick's team ran the jet sweep so many times last year, and it didn't work out. So he does kind of deserve that a little bit. A jet sweep from the other team. All right, the Cowboys will get it back at the 25. They're only up by 7 now after the interception. And Joe Burrow's going to start by being aggressive. He'll go downfield. He might have had McLaurin. It's incomplete. I'm going to relocate the Lions next OFL. You better hope I don't take the Lions first. Now they're going to go back to running the ball. I know it's a 3rd down, but I wouldn't hate another run. Oh, no, it's a pass. And they got it. Drew Sample. To the 47. There's a solid play. Incomplete. 3rd and 1. I feel like they should just give the ball to Mr. Chubb and let him go to work. That's exactly what they do. Wide open room, and he fumbles the ball! And it's picked up by the Explorers. That did look like a hit stick animation. Now, we got to see if he was down, though, but that kind of looked like it could be a fumble. Oh, we're not going to see it? Okay. It is a fumble. That'll probably knock him out of the zone as well. I know he didn't get tackled for a loss, but I feel like fumbling it probably does too. I could be wrong. Shades of Sean Tucker right there. Well, I guess it's a good thing to be compared to Sean Tucker, right? I think Nick Chubb in the zone helps him more so break tackles off of contact rather than hold the ball. So, yeah, sucks to suck, I guess. The Explorers were really unable to capitalize off of the last turnover. I know they scored, but they didn't get a first down. They have to here, though. You can't force 2 turnovers and get 3 points off of it only because of good field position. 6 is wide open. Okay, that works too. 81 is also open. Yeah, you don't normally get these types of chances against a team like the Cowboys. You have to take advantage when you are given these chances. We were never really given this chance in the OFL Bowl. To be fair, we played awful for 4 quarters, and it would not have mattered, but still, given the opportunity, you gotta capitalize. Would you rather win a Super Bowl or win a YouTube Series ring or OFL Bowl? You mean like win a Super Bowl in real life? Obviously, I'm picking real life. Like, would I rather like the Lions win the Super Bowl or the Bengals win the OFL Bowl? As much as I want us to win this year, and I feel like I want us to win more this year than ever, I would still pick the Lions, of course. Whenever you break tackles, you lose stamina rapidly, and when you have low stamina and are not in a running animation, you fumble. So I guess that's what happened there on that play. Nicholas Chubb. Dalvin Cook gets it to the 10. Now it's 3rd and 8. Maybe the biggest play of the entire game so far. I don't think they're going to get it. I would go for it. I would 100% go for it. I know it's ballsy, but against a team like the Cowboys, you got to be risky. I know they're not going to. I know this game all too well. But I would have gone for it. We'll see if they change their mind to start the fourth quarter. 17-10. The Cowboys had an opportunity to make it a 3-score game, but after turning the ball over twice, the Explorers are not out of it. With 1 quarter left to go. Oh, they're going for it! I love it. This is 100% the right call. Be aggressive. Try to tie the game. 80's open. Yup. That's not... Oh, it is a touchdown. Okay, never mind. The Columbus Explorers tie it up to start the fourth. Jatavion Sanders. Do the watch game playbooks get better or worse? Do they only matter for sim? They do matter for both. Although C-Mill's correct, they are certainly different. Some players are just better in watched and along with playbooks, and then some are just better in sim. Jacoby Brissett. I think it's easier to find, at least in my experience, good sim playbooks. Because I just have to, a lot more experience with simming in this game rather than watching my team. EA is only this aggressive against me. How many points did the Eagles put up? They put 7. I think simcasting is a little bit different than normal simming, though. Like last year, Rashawn Gary got 9 sacks in the simcast game. I don't think that happens in a normal simulated game. But yes, even in the sim game today, Brissett was bad. But I think simcasting is a little bit different than both watched and regular sim. Although we certainly simcast the least. So if you try to build your team to win through the simcast, then what are you doing? Last 2 playoff games, the Eagles put up a combined 10 points. Is Hector 0-4 in the playoffs all time or 0-5? I don't know. I've lost count. Who am I rooting for? I've been kind of rooting for the Explorers, but if we make the OFL Bowl, I want to play Dallas. But I think the Explorers winning would be pretty fun. And Nick did win his ring last year. I wanted him to win a ring at some point. Not last year, obviously. I would prefer he won a ring a different way. But now that he's won the ring, I wouldn't feel as bad if his team lost. But I think a win against Dallas in the OFL Bowl would be just a little bit more sweeter than the other ones, since we got killed by them last year. But I'd be happy regardless of how we win. I mean, as long as we win, I'm good. Do you get severe weather in your area, like severe storms or tornadoes? Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. Not really tornadoes, but I guess heavy rain and, like, thunderstorms. I don't know if I'd call that severe. I guess the weather app would call it severe. So I guess it counts enough. Well, you're losing to the Texans, so root for the Explorers. I almost feel like I would almost rather the Cowboys win if I lost, because then I think the Cowboys are a little bit better, and if we lose, I just want an interesting playoff. But again, I think the Explorers are a good story. So I'd be good with either one of these teams winning. I'm starting a business. You're hired. What's the business? There's Terry McLaurin to the 39. Dallas is finally looking good again on offense. I want Octi, SG, and Nick. That'd be quite the road. Since the Steamers lost, you guys would play against the Bills in the second round, officially. So, if you play us, you will get him. Or, I mean, if you beat us. Obviously, they're playing us. If the Texans beat both the Texans and the Bills, though, that'd be quite the start. And then in the AFC Championship, they'd still play against a good team, probably, but not as scary as the Texans or the Bills. I just want the Cowboys to lose at any cost. If I was you, I would too. When the Cowboys lose, everybody wins. Under 5 minutes left. 2nd and 4. Oh, that was close. We are drug cards. Perfect. Okay, then I would like to be hired. Give me the goods. 3rd and 4. They got it. It's Dulcich to the 5. We provide Schedule 1 narcotics. Perfect. Joe's in the zone. He's been in the zone like the whole drive. He's cooking. Joe has a wide open Terry McLaurin. I feel like you should have maybe, I don't know, covered him? Klitsch. That sounds a whole lot like something else. Just take the TH out. One of the most famous techniques is the Coke boat. All aboard the Coke boat. Bro was stationary. There was nobody within probably 10 yards of Terry. That might be the worst coverage I think I've ever seen. Alrighty, let's see if the Explorers can do it. They've got 4 minutes left. They're down by 7. Their offense has had some ups and downs, but their last drive, they did score a touchdown. They'll need another one, though, probably, to survive. That is Bills coverage. The Cowboys cause me pain. No more halfback diving, curl flats offense. The Cowboys offense in watched, I feel like, is like kind of boring. They just do a lot of short stuff, mostly, but it works. Like, at least our offense is, like, interesting and watched. Maybe not in the OFL Bowl, our offense wasn't interesting, but other than that... Cowboys got Joe Lombardi. This is a successful Joe Lombardi offense. I mean, I guess the Chargers offense was successful. Not exactly because of Joe Lombardi, though. Cowboys and watched it 3 plays. Curl flats, power O, halfback dive, and it all works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a read option. Look at him go. Travis Flight gets it past the 50. Oh, Greg Newsome is hurt. Oh, that's kind of the big deal. We haven't said his name a lot today, probably because he's been clamping up. But he's one of their best players. That's kind of the big deal. He's grabbing at his wrist, so got to look out for the potential ankle injury. I'm trying to bore you guys to death. Well, it's not working because this has been a pretty fun game. Nice hit. I think that was Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard's still on this team, right? I think so. Please be a serious injury. Wow, look at you preying on an injury. It's a game, I'm kidding. I like them because I dislike them because they're very good. I despise them because they're the most boring team to watch since the 2013-15 Patriots. You're telling me the one game of Jonas Gray was not thrilling? The disrespect. Hope you Dorsey's. Jesus, you guys are ruthless. Second and 10. They bring it to the 11. I was going to say the 10. It would have sounded smoother. Jatavion Sanders has had himself a pretty nice game. 5 catches, 88 yards, and a score. Now they've got it at the 11. No Greg Newsome to potentially intercept the pass, too. They really have not run the ball well today. Dalvin Cook is averaging less than 3 yards a carry. Flight for the tie, incomplete. Good coverage by Marshawn Lattimore. Putting the straps on him. Now 3rd and 10, and he gets sacked. I think that's Alex Highsmith. They're going to go to a huddle. 4th and 18 at the 19. And it's caught, but it's out of bounds. So Dallas ends up getting the stop after all that. And now they just need Nick Chubb, probably the 2nd or 3rd best running back in the league, who's been great today, to finish it off. And, well, that's one way to do it. Just try to end the pain early. He gets about 13. So it looks like we're probably going to get the Seattle and Dallas rematch. Another first down officially would end it. Got to give the Explorers so much credit, though. They took the Cowboys to the very end. I know another team in Dallas's previous playoff game who couldn't do that. Although, if the Explorers get a stop here, they could get a little bit of time. What if Dallas throws the ball? That'd be so stupid. Oh, they're just going to knee it. Oh, okay. That works. So the Explorers will get a Hail Mary. A Hail Mary against Nick's team in the playoffs. Where have I seen this before? Don't get cute. Just go for a Hail Mary right away. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't know if Travis Flight is enough to get it there, though. That's why I don't really like their chances. He has to go 90 yards. There's no way he's going 90. He needs the John Ross thing to happen. It is caught. It worked. But they were too far back. And with that, the Dallas Cowboys hang on by a thread. 24-17. The Cowboys are moving on to the second round of the playoffs, and the defending champs will get an NFC Championship rematch with the Seattle Seahawks. Another good game. The NFC watch games have treated us well today. Travis Flight didn't put up the best of numbers, but he did still have a gutsy performance. I give him a lot of credit. Joe Burrow was also fine. He wasn't, great, but he wasn't bad. Kind of the story of every, Cowboy Watch playoff game. Joe Burrow is, he's not bad enough to where he makes mistakes and makes them lose, but he's not really the reason why they win. I think the reason why they won today is this gentleman, Nick Chubb, had himself a day. 7 more yards a carry than Dalvin Cook. Oh, Lord, that's a lot. Terry McLaurin seemed to be the go-to guy for Dallas. Mike Evans was really quiet. While Jatavion Sanders, hook 'em, led the way for Columbus. So the NFC playoff picture is set. It ends up being mostly chalk. We'll get Seattle and Dallas, and then we will get the Dreads and the Commies. So now we will wrap up the AFC. We know the Titans are moving on. I just realized both 2 seats won again. So we'll start with the Simcast game, and then we'll get the watch game. Siri, give me a number between 14 and 15.
The answer is 15.
All right, we'll be using the Snowhawks. The Snowhawks won 1 game last year. They somehow lucked into the playoffs, mainly because their division just absolutely sucks. Oh, Greg Newsome. Yes, I would like to see Greg Newsome too. 14 and 15. Octi's favorite ages. Age is just a number, kids. All right, what's the deal with Gregory? Dislocated elbow. He's only going to miss one game. But that's still a big deal. He'll be out for the Seattle game, and if they win, he'll be back. So it's like he'll be back if Dallas makes a run, but he won't be available for Seattle. So major sigh of relief for the Seahawks. They only have to worry about 2 corners now. All right, what do we want for jerseys? For the Snowhawks, I think it's pretty easy because these are disgusting. So, yeah, the homes are less gross. I don't think anyone wants to see this combo. This is maybe the worst thing I've ever seen. The jersey numbers aren't good. The name font, or the name color is terrible. The light blue with the white, are you kidding me? White jerseys, gray pants, nothing special about them. And the yellow socks just make him look like his feet are like duck's feet. These I can get behind a little. As for New England, anything specific we want. We can't really wear, like, blue. Or, like, unless it's, like, a super dark blue. We can do red. We can do the old ones. These are cool. With the guy snapping the ball. We can do white. We can do dark blue. I think the dark blue would be enough to where you'd be able to tell a difference. Or we can do white. That's true as well. We can just have them wear white. My vote is for the old Reds. I agree with Todd. My vote is for these. These are cool. Another old Reds, old school. It seems like old school is going to win. You guys know ball. So we've now got the Cinderella Portland Snowhawks. I don't know if we've ever watched a Snowhawks game in OFL 23. They're going up against the New England Patriots. Josh Allen and Zach Wilson, maybe the most unlikely QB playoff matchup I've ever seen. The Patriots won the OFL Bowl in Season 1. Last year, though, they were eliminated in the first round by the Cincinnati Bengals. Who dey? If New England wins, actually, the winner at this game will play against somebody determined by the other game. If we win, winner of this game plays Buffalo. If the Texans win, winner of this game plays Tennessee. So I guess these two teams, the winner of this game is probably rooting for the Texans. Portland scores first. I don't know who I'd rather win. I guess New England, because I think they have a better chance of beating Buffalo. And I think if we were to play New England in the AFC Championship, I think we would beat them. Are the Snowhawks actually going to win a playoff game? New England, please. Okay, thank God. Stop them. I feel like I shouldn't be rooting for the better playoff team in my conference, but, you know, circumstances and all that. All right, New England's having a good quarter. We should probably hop in. I should have thought to do that sooner. But now it's a 3rd and 6. I got too caught up in my own thoughts. Zach Wilson is incomplete. And they're going to punt. They trust their run defense. Okay. I guess with 3 minutes to go, it's fine. We'll see if they get another opportunity with the ball. It'll be not with New England getting good field position, though. What a punt! Down at the 5, but Matt Milano is hurt. Zach Wilson threw it away. I think the yellow socks are creative, but, like, I mean, the home jerseys are fine. Like, what would that color be? Like, the grayish blue? I don't hate it, because I think the colors go kind of well together. But, like, the away jerseys with the white jerseys and the gray pants are just awful. Why is Matt Milano darker than Bijan? That's a great question. I think I got a new QB. Does his name rhyme with Rake Way? If he got godly, I swear. 3rd and 1. Travis Etienne gets it. What is Little John going to do at quarterback now? I'm so confused. What is his plan? He doesn't have the high draft pick this year. His name rhymes with Ramar Raxon. Who is it and why is it Deshaun Watson? That would make more sense. Whoever trades with Hector is getting dropped in power rankings. So if the quarterback's name does in fact rhyme with Ramar Raxon, does that mean you would go down to the power rankings? What if I traded him Matt Corral, knowing that Matt Corral is going to struggle today? They got the first round. We can sim. It's over. He wants to... I guess we can just sim to the end of the game. Or, wait, what did I just do? I was still in slow mode. Rip. Is Drake May better than Isaiah Thomas? I would say no. I struck a deal with Ja, but he's way... Oh, so Little Ja's getting another quarterback? I guess that's what... Okay, I guess that makes sense. Justin Pope, you are a New York Jet. As the New England Patriots beat the Snowhawks 21-13, the Cinderella season for the Snowhawks comes to a close, and Tank Division is now dead. Thank God. New England will play against Buffalo in the second round. New England beat Buffalo in the playoffs in year one. Drake and Isaiah are mid as hell. Isaiah Thomas, his numbers were not bad this year. Even though I feel like he's like not all that spectacular, his numbers were pretty good. Josh Allen was pretty good. Zach Wilson was... Zach Wilson wasn't bad. ETN's hurt. Who's their backup? Oh, they have James Conner. James Conner's probably better and watched than Travis Etienne. I would guess. Little Job officially under Danny in my rankings. Looks like we had a lot of sacks. 3 for Matthew Judon, body built by Taco Bell. 2 for Montez Sweat, and 2 for Sam Hubbard. Wait, did I just say New England's playing the Bills? I'm stupid. New England might play the Bills. I hope they play the Bills. But that's only if we win. If we don't win, then New England plays Tennessee. So, scratch that. One more game to go. Game of the week for sure. Rematch of the AFC Championship. So we're going to have an AFC Championship rematch and an NFC Championship rematch. That's pretty cool. Between the Bengals, who dey, and the Houston Texans. Bro Force won himself. I got, like, the games mixed up. I don't know why I thought, like, automatically our winner played Tennessee. Maybe I'm just trying to will a win into existence. Siri, give me a number between 22 and 23.
That would be 22.
22. I feel like the non-user teams have done better today. So we're already off to a flying start. What did I just do? We should be on the Texans, not the Snowhawks. There we go. Alrighty, while C-Mill picks his jersey, I will go get a prop. Since I don't have the face cam on, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm getting the Awuzie jersey on for good luck. Got to be fitted for the occasion, you know? Alright, now I'm ready. Color Rush, Red Sox, Red Helmet. That's the wrong one. Color Rush, Red Helmet. So they're wearing blue, like a dark blue. So I feel like that kind of limits our choices between black and white. I guess we could wear orange. But, yeah, no, I think we got to go all white. Yeah, that's the play. Alrighty, the final game of the day, and certainly the most anticipated one, in my opinion. The Cincinnati Bengals, the reigning AFC champions, are back in the playoffs after getting embarrassed in the OFL Bowl last year, and our opponent in the first round is a pretty good one. Lamar Jackson, Sean Tucker, and the Houston Texans, who we beat in the AFC Championship in this building last year, and we beat them pretty convincingly, but both teams have gotten a lot better since that game, and both of us are like the only two coaches who have any confidence in our team to win the whole thing. I think of everybody who made predictions, we're the only two who picked our teams to win the bowl. So one of us is about to certainly get disappointed here. These are two Tier 1 contenders in the AFC. You'd think they really shouldn't be playing against each other in the first round, but maybe we shouldn't have let the Titans go 13-4. This feels racially motivated. The jerseys do go hard, though. I can't really wear black. I could wear orange, but, these are better. Rooting for Octi because if he wins the ring, he'll let me claim it, too. I mean, I guess I will because he gave me Myles Garrett, so sure. I want no part of this Bengals and Cowboys rematch storyline. Well, if you beat the Cowboys, then it won't be an issue. We'll get to start on offense. I don't really like that, but oh well. Hey, we get to set the tone. Here's Matt Corral, who played well through 3 playoff games last year. I think his best one was against the Texans. In the OFL Bowl, it was a different story, but he was really good in the other playoff games last year. So, the Texans have a good defense. They added Quinn Williams since the playoffs last year, but we've also added Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams and Deshaun Groves and Antoine Kendricks. So, we've got that. Already under a lot of pressure on first down. Phenomenal blocking. Good job to get rid of it, though. I want to run the ball a lot early. Get Josh Jacobs rolling. At least we ran it. But that's not the start we were hoping for. And so now it is a 3rd and 6. I don't hate the short pass here. Yes, good. He was open and he gets the first. Okay. I can live with that. I won't know if we beat the Cowboys for 2 days because that offense will make me fall asleep for the next 48 hours. I'm about to make a DeGames account just to jinx you. Why me? What did I do? Corral's going to go downfield. Oh my lord! Davante Adams! Hello, what a catch! Davante Adams is pretty good at this football thing. I feel like in the watch games we played, Adams has been quietly good. He hasn't made plays like that, but he's put up 6-7 catches a game, usually gets around 80 yards. If he can have 6 catches for 80 yards today, I would not be too upset. Although ideally he can have more. Why are we running screens? Oh, that actually kind of worked. Hit stick animation, though. That ball could have came out. Corral's looking good so far, but on 3rd and 1, I feel like the play should be to run it, and if you don't get it, run it again. Why are we throwing? That was such a stupid throw, too. I know we got it. Good catch by JMO, but, that was such a risky throw. There's 2 defenders right there. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson very easily could have made a play on that ball. We are lucky. We're not running the ball well so far, though. 2 carries for 1 yard. Why did the games get banned? Well, it was a culmination of things, but the final straw was him saying that Scott Foster, the NBA referee, should kill himself. Okay, good play, Devontae Adams to the 9. Corral is looking phenomenal. Minus that 3rd down throw that was completed, but that was still kind of a bad play. But other than that, he's looked really good. Go short. Good. Yes. Not a touchdown, but we get it to the 3. I'd like to run the ball here. Please do not pitch it to the left side. If we do, we are going to lose about 4. Good. Just go up the middle again. And if you don't get it, do it again. Okay, it's a throw. And he is going to be sacked. Okay, well, good first drive, but we're only going to get 3. That could have been worse, though. I'm fine with this as a first drive. The offense looked really good. I wish we would have ran the ball better. But we're on the board. I'm good with that. Now it's time to see what the defense can do. I made a big change with the defense. I decided to put Myles Garrett and Chase Young at outside linebacker instead of defensive end. And now I have Uchenna Nwosu and Josh Allen at end, even though Garrett and Young are bigger than them. I think this will get those two guys more of an opportunity to take over the game. Even though Myles Garrett in particular is really good in snow, I feel like this better positions them to dominate here and watched. You've already scored more than your last game. Oh, whoa, a lot of pressure. I guess because it's a screen. Sean Tucker only gains 4. Good play. But yes, we have scored more than our last playoff game somehow. Second and 6. He's wide open. Too easy for the rookie, Zach Lawler. Not only an offensive rookie of the year, but also an offensive player of the year candidate. When you have an elite power running back, it works. I guess screens do work with a guy like Nick Chubb or Josh Jacobs, yes. Second and 4, nothing for Tucker. Chase Young, kids. Chase Young brings him down. I was kind of disappointed by Chase Young this year. I think he only had 10 sacks, which isn't bad, but I would hope for more. Back to Sean. Oh, the guide to the Cowboys offense. Oh, go up the middle. If it doesn't work, do it again. If it doesn't work, do it again. Okay, I see. 3 is a lot. It sure is. Incomplete. Good coverage. All right, now it's a 3rd and 7. A stop here would be gigantic. Lamar has all day to throw it. What are we doing, pass rush? We've only got 3 X factors there, and he'll throw it away. A+ coverage. The pass rush didn't really want to do anything there, but the coverage was clamps the entire play. And that'll force a punt. Is it going to be what a punt? Oh, it might be. Oh, my Lord. Down at the 1. What a punt! Overall, I'm very happy with the first quarter, though. The one thing, we got to run the ball better, and I think we can, because our running back was literally the best player in the league this year. That's not even the 1-yard line. That's like the half-yard line. I don't think he's in. Nope, he doesn't gain anything, though. He might have gained about a foot. Besides Octi, does anyone have 2 or more range? Roberto has 2 range, although he's not here anymore. Hobie has 2 range. Naruto has 2 range. And I think that's it. There could be more. Back to Jacobs. Look at him go. Why couldn't we have that on 1st or 2nd down? So the punt does not let us get anything, and the Texans will get it right back. And they'll start with good field position because of their original punt at the 47. So it's like the last drive didn't even end. Lamar's gone short a lot so far. I feel like it's only a matter of time until he actually tries to stretch the field. If Jacobs has a bad game, the agenda pushing I'm going to do will be nasty. If Jacobs has a bad game, he will still have had over 2,200 rushing yards this year. No, Nick Chubb is not better. Nick Chubb was awesome today, without a doubt. But no. Let's not get ahead of ourselves if Jacobs has a bad game. Yep, I called it. It was only a matter of time. And he connects with Christian Watson to the 23. Derwin James is hurt. Phenomenal. We have Jalen Petrie to replace him, who's just fine, but Not ideal. He's grabbing at his wrist. What did Greg Newsom hurt again? His shoulder? He could be looking at a shoulder with Derwin James. Derwin was one guy who did good last year in the OFL ball. There's Tank! DeMarcus Lawrence with the sack. Good play. Derwin James is injured. In other news, it's Saturday. Derwin James hasn't gotten hurt in like 2 years, though, in real life, to be fair. 3rd and 1. Good defense. Is that Cameron Dantzler? I think it is. Yes, Cameron Dantzler. He's grabbing at his wrist, so he broke his foot. Should have traded me him when I asked you to. Did you ever ask me about Derwin James? I don't remember this. My answer would have been no, so... Whoop-de-doo. Field goal is good, and we are tied. His injury rating is only like an 80. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because he was super injury-prone early on. 3rd and 1. I thought I said 3rd and long. I guess it sounded kind of like 1, but I said 3rd and long. If it was 3rd and 1, then I think they would have ran the ball. All right, drive number, technically 3 for the offense. The last drive, doesn't really count because of the awesome punt. I don't blame us for the last drive failing, but we need to run the ball better. As good as Corral has looked, we got to get the ground game rolling. If Josh Jacobs is not on at least his A- game, I don't see how we can win. Derwin James is the real-life Anthony Davis. Yeah, but Derwin hasn't gotten hurt in 2 years, though. Otherwise, I guess so. Holding, phenomenal. On Royce Newman, who is starting for the injured, what's-his-face, Titus Howard. Throws it away. Okay, that's fine. I guess we're just going to pass it again here on 2nd down, and if we don't get much, obviously we would pass it again. Yup. And we, in fact, don't get much. It is complete to Isaiah Likely, who will likely gain around 5. All right, 3rd and 15. Let's see what you can do, Matty. Oh, he goes deep right away. Davante Adams again. He is a grown man. Corral looks like he has so much trust in him. He just lobs it up immediately. He says, go make me a play, Davante. He is in the zone. I said I'd be happy if Davante had 6 catches for 80 yards. He has 5 catches for 80 yards, and we're in the 2nd quarter. Why didn't you just throw it all the way away, dude? That could have been a turnover. We're not even trying to run the ball anymore, which, I mean, we should, even though it hasn't been working. I'm confident it will. You can go short for Jacobs, or to the sideline. Okay, that's fine. Davante gets more targets. That helps him stay in the zone, so I guess that's cool. Now 3rd and 8. Davante's kind of open. Now he's not. Took too much time. Okay, that's fine too. Or not. Please don't kick. Please do not kick. I would rather a punt than a kick. I think we should go for it. I honestly think we kind of will. Oh, Christ. What are we doing? It's 4th and 2. That's good. Yes, okay. Well, at least he made it. Thank you, Dougie. I still don't like the call, but at least he made it. Doug does have Superstar, yes, which is why it's weird that he missed, 3 kicks against the Bills? Was it 2 or 3? I don't remember, but he was bad. I think the defense has been really good so far. Other than that one deep play to Watson, our defense has been really good so far. So let's try to keep it going here, guys. I don't remember giving him Superstar. Well, he had it. Because kickers can go up, but he obviously was not good enough last year to go up. 2 is a lot. I guess that's fair. 2 is a lot. Okay, good. Okay, you shouldn't have let him get 8, but 3rd down now. Lamar's under some pressure. And it's incomplete. Jamal Adams. Good hit. Good work. I was more worried about the defense going into the game than the offense. I think both the offense and the defense have been good. It's just that we can't run the ball. Everything else has been good. Lamar has not gone deep enough. I feel like if he went deep, the Texans' offense would be doing a lot better. If we can score here, that'd be gigantic. We got 3 timeouts. We got a minute and a half. Okay, good start. Good play after the catch as well by Jacobs. He gets 19. No huddle. Let's keep it moving. Or waste 15 seconds and then call a timeout. Genius. EA clock management is funny, but it's not funny when it's happening to you. This sucks. Davante Adams is wide open. Breaks a tackle. He's gone. 61 yards. Davante Adams does it again. He has been the best player on the field, and it is not close. They cannot stop him. He has 140 yards already, at least. Ronald Acuna's little brother is one of the players going to the Mets. He's become really good. Luis Angel Acuna, I think he's a top 100 prospect. So the Mets are getting a really good prospect after all, and I think he's in Double A at this point. I think he's pretty close. Unless the Rangers are not paying for most of that deal, I don't get what they're cooking. I get you got to be buying, but Scherzer's damn near 40. Give him the Megatron treatment. That's a good idea in principle, but then you got to cover Jamison Williams and Deshaun Groves. I mean, at this point, the Texans might just not have a choice because Davante looks so good. So the Bengals might win. I'm really pleased with how we've played so far, but we're only up by 10. The Texans are about to get 2 straight drives, and they're the Texans. And that's not a great start. Kittle gains 25, and he's out of bounds. Texans just got to score. Even a field goal is fine, but they just got to score here. Good pressure. Doesn't get out the screen in time. Yeah, it's only the second quarter. Let's not jump the gun. We're playing well. We're playing really well. But I don't want to get too excited yet. Kittle went out of bounds on his own, too. He could have gone a little farther. 3rd and 6. If the Texans don't get this, then I'd be a little concerned for them. Good tackle. Are we not going to call time? That's fine. Take it into halftime. Trent McDuffie. Oh, they're kicking. I hope we have somebody deep. Greg Dortch, ideally. Why is nobody back deep? Oh, he might have made that. Nope, not quite. It might have had the distance. But it doesn't quite have enough carry, and that'll wrap up the first half. The Bengals look really good. We lead 13-3. Matt Corral is him. Davante Adams is even more him. But we've not been able to run the ball. That's the one issue. The Texans have done phenomenal up front in the ground game. But on the flip side, their offense has done just about nothing. Lamar, Tucker, Lawler, all these great players, they've been shut down. I'm confident the Texans will get it together on offense, and they're only down by 10, so this game is, in fact, far from over. I am not overly confident at all. I'm pleased. I'm happy with how we've played, but if we get a stop on this drive, then I'm going to feel good. But until then, not yet. Why do they keep running screens? And why are we hitting the QB late? What are you doing, Chase? That was going to be incomplete the whole way. Ay, ay, ay. That's not a good start to the drive at all. And now that really opens up the door for the Texans. They get a first down, and they get some field position. Of course, the jet sweep. Oh, it actually does work. Why aren't we tackling him, Mr. Adams? What are we doing? Is Derwin back in the game? I don't think so. No, he's not. That's not good. He must have thought Lamar Jackson's number was his age. 8-year-old Lamar Jackson. Second and 5. There's Sean Tucker, who is pleased to get the first down. Texans are really moving it well. They got it at the 29. Pitch for Lawler again. I don't think he got it. Oh, I think he did. Okay. That was close enough to where they're probably going to get it on third down, so I can't really get too upset. Tyron Smith is hurt. That's a big deal. The offensive line is certainly one of the best parts of this Texans team, and Lamar's only been sacked once. He's been under quite a bit of pressure throughout the game, but that's mainly because they've ran a lot of screens. Good catch. Kittle doesn't get much, though. Jalen Petrie brings him down. And so now it's a 3rd and 6. This is definitely one of the biggest plays of the game so far. Lamar's open rushing room, and he's going to be brought down by Myles Garrett. That's an awesome tackle. Lamar had that first down easily. Did he, trip up? Or did Garrett just get him with, an arm? How did he do that? He pushed his offensive lineman into him. That's Quinn Miners, who I think won the Offensive Lineman of the Year in the AFC, just got bullied by Myles Garrett. It is a one-score game, though, as the Texans make the kick. So it's now 13 to 6. We've thrown the ball really well, but we got to get the ground game going at some point. This would be a perfect time to do it. Seven for 143 in the first half. My goodness. Matt Corral realized if I give this really good receiver the ball, constantly, then we're going to make plays. And that's a good strategy. Another throw. Okay, good play. Get it about 7. YouTube has been selling for me. What happened? I don't know if you saw Lamar Jackson have his offensive lineman pushed into him, but that happened, and we got the stop. Other than that, they had a good drive, though. Good run. There we go. Gain of about 8. Josh Jacobs more than doubles his rushing yardage total for the game. If you had told me Josh Jacobs got 7 rushing yards in the first half, I would be rather concerned. Oh, my heart dropped for a second. Matty C, you are lucky. Oh, man. Here's Davante Adams again. Gets about 7. Now 3rd and 4. Just something short. Simcast. Yeah, it seems like a great idea. Good play. Risky throw, but he threads the needle perfectly for Jamison Williams, who's had a couple of nice contested catches today. I haven't seen anything out of Deshaun Groves, though. He's been awfully quiet. There he is on the boundary. Oh, no, that's Jacobs. That's not even Groves. Bad throw. Quentin Williams is hurt. Ooh. That's a big deal. Now that he's out of the game, I'd love to run the ball at the middle. Maybe not on this play, because Josh Jacobs is not in the backfield. Incomplete. Davante Adams might be out of the zone soon. We should probably start to throw him the ball again. Especially on this 3rd down. I don't think we're quite in field goal range. Even if you only get 5 or 6, that's fine. Or, hey, that works too! Isaiah Likely will likely gain around 16. I don't think Davante's going to be in the zone anymore. That's at least 3 or 4 targets away from him. Good play. We're not even trying to run the ball, and it keeps working. If I wanted to change stadiums with an in real life team, would you allow it? Like in OFL 24? Yeah, sure, why not? That's fine. I mean, the Bills did it on accident this year. Devontae is out of the zone, but he does get a nice juke move. Gaining 8. Can we please run the ball? I know the offense has been so good, but I want to see Jacobs make some plays. 2nd and 4th, the 9 or the 8 feels like the perfect time. Or not. Okay. Alrighty. Jacobs is wide open. Perfect. Josh Jacobs is in for a touchdown. Hooday! And the Bengals lead by 14 with about 30 seconds left in the third. Good drive. Matt Corral's been so good today. I know all the attention's gone on Davante Adams, and deservedly so. He's been the best player on the field. But Matt Corral has severely outplayed Lamar Jackson, which I did not expect at all coming into the game. Have I scored a touchdown on you in the playoff? I feel like you guys had no problem scoring in the AFC Championship. Wasn't it like 42-21? You guys scored quite a bit against us last year. It's just that the offense was really good. Let me check the number. Was our game first or second? I think our game was second. It was 35-17, so you would have scored twice. Or 2 touchdowns. That was the Brock Bowers game, wasn't it? I think that was the game where Brock Bowers went off. And then we traded him. Could always check the scores tab on Discord. That's true, but that also works. 20-16 going into the 4th. Can the Bengals hold on? Still not over, but I do feel good about our spot. If the Texans score on this drive, I won't feel as good. Put it that way. My teams are prone to choking leads, so I'm not comfortable yet. Have I scored on you in the playoffs? Probably not. I would hope. Considering, you've never made it, buddy. It's there for a reason. Yeah, I guess that's true. Why do they keep running screens? The screens are not working because our defensive tackles are just flying in the backfield super quickly. They're doing it again. Why? Like, I want to win, but on the other hand, there's a part of me that just, feels bad because this is, such bad play calling. We've been the better team today, but the Texans have also gotten royally screwed by their offensive play calling. You guys didn't run a single screen against the Dreads, and we saw how good the offense was in that game. I'm not complaining. This is good news for my team, but, this is not, the fully rolling Texans offense. Oh, my, I thought that was intercepted. We didn't run a single sweep, and you guys have ran at least 2 or 3 today. And you didn't change the playbook. This is the same playbook. This was such a hyped-up team. For good reason. The Texans are still really good. I've been saying about the F word, don't use it when it's not appropriate. If the Texans lost by 50, I think you could use it. But I don't think it's fair to use it here because I still think they're the 3rd best team in the AFC. At worst. And they get the stop. Couple bad throws on that drive from Corral. When was the last time the Texans even ran it with Sean Tucker? I don't know. To be fair, they haven't really ran the ball well when they've tried. Better than us. Not that says a whole lot. You never scored on Nick in the OFL Bowl, so even if you make the playoffs, you don't necessarily score. That's a fair point. You're right. I did not score in that game. Thanks for the reminder. On first down, it's an... Oh, my God. At least it was complete, but, I don't even know what to say. If this was my team, I would be livid. Are they going to start throwing the ball to the wide receivers? Zach Lawler was an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. Christian Watson is really good. Ben Mixon is really good. Use him. Or I guess them. Finally, I should not be rooting for the Texans to be getting first downs. This is literally a Greg Roman offense. It's the 2022 Baltimore Ravens. All over again. At least if the Ravens made it close in the first round against the Bengals. I mean, I guess if the Texans score here, it could be close. This is a play calling you'd expect in my playoff games. We saw the Joe Lombardi offense when it was working with Dallas. This is the Joe Lombardi offense when it is not working. Okay, that was a bad throw. He shouldn't keep going short. Although that time it wasn't a horrible read, because Sean Tucker would have easily gotten the first down. That just was a bad throw. 3rd and 3. Not a screen. Instead, it's a sack. Myles Garrett brings him down. They got to go for it, right? They don't have a choice. It's 4th and 9, too. It's not like it's 4th and 20. But they don't have a choice. They got to. Yeah. 4.5 minutes to go. There's a very small part of me that wants to see them stretch the field and get it. And then my brain says, no, get the stop. That's not a stop. Christian Watson keeps the game alive, essentially, to the 31. Lamar now floats it up. What a catch by Christian Watson. And the Texans are not exactly out of it quite yet. They're only now by 7. And we have not ran the ball well. You know, maybe I shouldn't have said I hope they stretch the field and it works. I should have just kept my mouth shut. Instead of feeling bad, we should have tried to end the game first and then feel bad. I trust Josh Jacobs to win us the game, but why are we returning? I guess it chews some clock. Never mind, that's fine. We've ran the ball, I think, once in the second half, and it was a gain of about 8. I think that's literally the only time we've ran the ball with Jacobs in the second half. They have 18 rushing yards, we have 15, and we're still throwing it. Okay, that's fine. Stay in bounds. That's not staying in bounds. Do not go out of bounds. There's more than enough time on the clock to where the Texans can easily get it back and score. Why are we still throwing the ball? What are we doing? Run the damn ball. It's not that hard. Do not throw it, please. Yeah, I saw that coming from a mile away. What are we doing? I think our defense can absolutely get a stop, but we're just like keeping the door open for them. And at some point, they're going to walk through the door. You have a guy named Josh Jacobs. Use him, damn it. I felt bad that the Texans got screwed there by their offensive play calling, so now we get screwed by it. Although the Texans have gotten screwed by it the whole game. We got screwed by it for one drive, but still. I think our defense can absolutely get a stop. I trust us here, especially with Myles Garrett flying off the edge like that. That could have been intercepted. That was close. Greg Roman switch sides. Can we just knock him out? And it's a 7-point game. It's not like we're down. It's not like we're up by 4. Fumble! Texans got it anyway. Okay, never mind. This is one of the playoff games of all time. It sure is. I was not nervous 5 minutes ago. Now I am. We barely had the momentum bar filled up. I still feel like that should be heavily towards us, even though we haven't played well the last 5 minutes. Which I guess that's what kind of momentum is. So, never mind. Did the Texans score? They sure did. And they're still in the game. Why does he keep going short, though? When Lamar Jackson has gone deep today, it's usually been successful. The problem is, Lamar Jackson has thrown the ball past 15 yards maybe twice. And it's worked both times. Third and 7. I thought it was second down. Okay, 3rd and 7. Pickett! Ball game! Is that who I think it is? Does Chidobe wear 22 here? He's going to take it all the way to the 1. Chidobe! Awuzie! I knew I made a good choice with the jersey. Let's go, Cheeto. Chidobe Awuzie was so bad in the previous watch game 2 against Buffalo. So for him to make that play is great, and Josh Jacobs will punch it in. Yeah, that was a horrible throw. It was a really good play by Cheeto, but it was also a really bad throw equally. Okay, now I feel good again. 27-13. We should be fine. It is still a 2-score game, though, so we'll keep watching. It's not over until the clock hits 0, or it's not over until, like, the other team has the ball, and it's a 2-score game. The other team is in us. I mean, we saw what happened in the Eagles game. A touchdown, an onside kick, and another score is possible. It's just that, what are the odds? Lamar's going to play perfect now. Watch. That would be so fitting. To end the game, Lamar actually does what he needs to on the final drive. I feel like offenses in this game should just view every drive like the 2-minute warning, because that way they're actually going to be aggressive. Especially if you're not running the ball well, which neither of these two teams, A, are running it well, and B, have even tried to run the ball. There's another interception. Cameron Dantzler with the icing on the cake. Unlike Awuzie, he'll take that one to the house. A Cameron Dantzler pick 6. I think we can simcast now. Pick 6 for number 6, too. So the defense is going to stat pad here, adding some extra points. This game was really competitive up until the 2-minute mark. And then the defense is like, yeah, we'll add some more points. And it's over. The Cincinnati Bengals are moving on. We defeat the Texans 34-13. GG's, my friend. So the Bengals will play in Tennessee. I'm curious to see how that goes. I think the Titans are an easier matchup for us than the Texans. But we have not watched the Titans this year. We've watched them in the past, but we have not watched them this year. As for the Bills, they will play against New England. As I've said with the F word, guys, the Texans do not fall under the category of the F word. I don't think the Explorers fall under the category of the F word. And after the game the Eagles played, I don't think they fall under the category of the F word. I love how the Texans won in literally every single statistic. Look at this, except for turnovers and conversions. They won in every statistic of the game, and they lost by 21 points. That's honestly kind of remarkable. Lamar Jackson was not good. I don't want to give him too much slack for the interceptions because that was at the end of the game. He's just trying to make plays, albeit they were both short passes. So I'll give him a little flack. The problem with Lamar, though, is just that he wasn't aggressive enough. As for Corral, he was really good up until the fourth quarter. Then he really started to miss some throws. But through 3 quarters, he was phenomenal. Matt Corral definitely does not fall under the F word, kids. Nobody ran the ball well. If you had told me that Josh Jacobs would have ran for 15 yards on under less than 2 yards a carry today, I would have said, GG, the season's over. Not, wow, we won by 21. Devontae Adams was a man amongst boys. Christian Watson was really good when they gave him the ball. They should have did it more. And then I feel like our defense was really, really good. We didn't let the Texans stretch the field often. The pass rush was solid. 3-1 in sacks, or I guess it'd be 3-1. All 3 of these guys would have got half a sack. And then the interceptions then things off by Chidobe Awuzie and Cam Dantzler. Did Sean Tucker have 9 catches? I saw Lawler at 11. 9 for 30. So Sean Tucker got the ball 14 times and got a whopping 41 yards. Yikes. Can you see if the pick's updated yet? It usually takes a week, so I'm going to bite my tongue. Otherwise, Octi will go on a 30-minute rant. It's not really a 30-minute rant. You know why? I only have to show you one thing. $5.4 to 7.2. That's the entire rant, buddy. So round 1 of the playoffs is in the books. What happened to Derwin, by the way? I'm concerned. Tyron Smith dislocated his elbow. Derwin's good. Yay! That's big. Now compare playoff. It's one game. Josh Jacobs' team won. I get that Josh Jacobs was bad, but we won by 21. I'm not upset about it. The fact that Josh Jacobs played so poorly and we still won by a lot has me really encouraged because I know he can play well. You're not going to face off against many better defensive lines than the Texans. So we had mostly chalk. The 2 seeds won, the 3 seeds won, and the 5 seed won. I feel like all these teams would have been favored. Maybe Houston would have been favored over us. I could see that being an argument. But other than that, I feel like all the teams we would have kind of expected to win won. Although we really didn't have many blowouts. I don't think our game was a blowout because it was a one-score game with 2 minutes left. Maybe this one, but it was tied at halftime, and then the other 4 games were super competitive. Contract extended. Coach firing should be off. Why would that be a thing? So we can now sim. Who's going to win Player of the Week? I think probably Devontae Adams gets one. Nick Chubb has to get one. Danielle Hunter had 3.5 sacks. He probably gets it. And then AFC defense. Who would it be? Oh, they love pick sixes. Probably Cam Dantzler. Let's see how much I get right. I got one. I got Danielle Hunter right. They gave it to Mac Jones. Okay, that makes sense. I would have gave it to Nick Chubb, but I can't really argue with that. Matthew Judon, he probably deserves it over Dantzler. And then Justin Herbert over Devontae Adams. That's fine. Justin Herbert was really good. I would say only really Nick Chubb got robbed. Let's check the draft picks. Let's see if those updated. So we should have 7. Yes. 7, 21, and... well, these still have to update, but I think this probably will be the final number. 7, 21, and 22. So the Niners should have won. Yes. The San Francisco 49ers officially have the number 1 pick. Why don't we show everybody's picks? Just because I think people will want to see. If you're negotiating trades and would like to see your picks, this could be helpful. 44. So, the OKC pick would have been 12. I traded pick 12 and all that for Cameron Dantzler. I'm curious to see Hector's picks. How many does he really have? I know he has quite a bit. The Chargers have the entire second round. Do they still have their first rounder? It would be pretty high. No, but they have Austin's, which is 10. It's not that much lower. The Colts officially have 2. So that means the Broncos had 3. I mean, we already passed them, so... Also, keep in mind, the picks from the playoff teams are not finalized. So, like, the Bills or the Seahawks would be at 32. But, like, if we win the OFL Bowl, even though we're probably, like, 27, 28 now, we could move down to 32 if all goes well. The Eagles, they only have 2 1s. 18 and, again, our pick. But they do have 4 2s. And 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 2s, 5 3s, 3 4s, and 3 1s next year. So they don't have like any specific pick that's like, wow, that's a really good asset. But they have a lot. They have quantity, which in terms of draft picks is not a bad thing at all. Sometimes quantity can beat quality. Maybe not the number 1 pick this year, but like, well, that's better than like maybe 4 like middle of the round 1s and okay, I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's just keep going. How many 1s do the Orbits have next year? They have 4. And they have a lot from some questionable teams. This will be Columbus. Columbus is good. But they have the Jets, OKC, and their own. Interesting. They've got some ammo. The Raiders, oh my lord, they have every playoff team's first round pick. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 7 ones, and 6 of them belong to teams who are still alive. Only us and the Cowboys are the only alive teams whose picks do not belong to the Raiders. So that means none of the 8 teams left have their own pick, because Dallas doesn't and we don't. Okay. I don't even remember it was our pick. Didn't we already see it? I think it's the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles have ours. That is better than Hector's picks. 7 is more than 2. What if they get the last 6 picks of the first round? That would mean us and Dallas have to lose, and then whoever's lower than us would have to win. Which I guess would just be New England. How many do the Texans have? They have 5 and 8? I knew they had the Jets pick. I didn't realize they had the Chargers one too. Oh my word, 5 and 8. Look at the Seahawks draft pick collection. Hold on. Nice! Doesn't matter if you win the whole thing, though. They have 14 wins. But let's look at the playoff bracket. We know what we've got for the second round. Bills, Patriots. Titans, Bengals. Who dey? Seahawks, Dallas. And then the Dreadnoughts, Commanders. I just realized, I think this is our first road playoff game ever. Every playoff game we've played has been at home. Because the first 2 years we were the 2 seed and lost. Last year we were the 2 seed and Buffalo lost, so we got home field the entire way. So our first, would that be what, 6 playoff games? We're all at home. And now we're on the road. But, I want to check injuries and then we'll be done. Bengals is just Titus Howard. Bills is nothing. Commies is Damian Harris and Grant Calcaterra. Dallas is Greg Newsome, of course. I passed New England. New England, nothing. The Titans, nothing. The Dreads. Quay Walker's out one more week, and then Seattle. Tyler Lockett's out one more week. So Tyler Lockett, Quay Walker, and Greg Newsome are all back next week. You played the OFL Bowl in Dallas. I guess that, yeah, you're right. I would count that as an away game. So the last time we were on the road in a playoff game, it did not go too well. So hopefully it goes a little bit better. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. Who got pick 1? The Niners got pick 1. Fun playoff stream. Fun, especially for me because my team won. But fun games overall. We had some really exciting matchups. I think the next stream will be Monday. Again, we're going to watch all 4 divisional games. Wednesday, we're going to have the 2 conference championships. And then I think Friday will be the bowl. So, yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed. Peace out.